Okay, here's the thing, boys. I'm not articulate enough to actually like engage with these people. Really? You want to debate Xena? Like I'm not 6 foot. It's just a bunch of emotes. You guys are casual meow emotes. We'll just add them in my DMs, bro. We'll add them right here.
Yeah. Well, she speaks English, but her mom speaks complete Spanish, and I'm always here with her mom only.
Yo, my boy really had questions for you.
I did not. He just told me to come in here.
So here's the thing. I don't think Muslim is the fastest growing religion right now.
Islam, you mean?
You mean Islam?
I think atheism is.
I'll be for real. I literally found Islam.
Islam is one of, understand my articulation, understand the English language, comprehend here. Islam is one of the fastest growing religions.
I think Andrew Tate and Sneako have a big.
You think what?
I think Andrew Tate is highly responsible for that. Not that it's a bad thing. I just think him converting to Islam triggered a lot of people to follow suit.
I think it really did.
I mean, this is a numbers thing. I don't have any idea about this.
But you have to understand too, like, Islam is one of the religions that's not bending to this new woke shit either. Like, even I've noticed, like, okay, first of all, growing up pagan or whatever, I'm sorry, there was none of this, like, okay, there was okay to be gay, it was okay to be bi, but all this extra stuff of being trans and this and 20 different genders, that did not exist, and we weren't doing that. There was duality, there was God, goddess, there was the moon, the sun, there was feminine, masculine, it was the yin and yang. That's
when, in like 1940? What year are you talking about?
What I'm saying is, like, and now we got these witches of modern society that got fucking shaved sides of their heads and piercings and their they-thems and eclectic witches and shit, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And that's why now even I am like, nah.
Witches?
Christianity, they're having drag queens as sermons in the church, like it's
that shit pisses me
Where is
off.
that at? I've never heard of that. I've never heard of that in my life.
Go on Twitter. Follow.
Okay, you're telling me to go on Twitter. That's like one out of like a bajillion.
I can find conservatives killing people and Muslims killing people on Twitter. Does that mean all Muslims are killing people?
It's so severe that this is how you know it's real. That Florida had to literally put up anti-LGBT laws.
Yeah, and anti-furry laws.
Wait. Just because there's...
Here's what sucks. Because there's nothing wrong with LGB, all right? It's the rest. That is the issue. Trying to fucking indoctrinate and...
I don't even know what...
You think trans people are trying to indoctrinate people?
Listen, there's... Okay, the older trans, like the original, I don't even want to say original trans, but there's trans people that were trans before it became a trend on fucking TikTok that were not harming people at all. I've had trans friends, I do have trans friends that don't agree with everything going on, and they are feeling fucked up now because they feel shame of even calling themselves trans because they don't even want to call themselves trans no more.
I mean, the same thing with Christians, right? Like
Christians, I was gonna say a bunch of like religious people
with priests and all that.
Because there's a difference between actually being trans. Sorry, I know I interrupted, but I'll let you finish. There's a difference between actually being trans and then transitioning because it's a trend now. And those people are the problem.
My trans friends call themselves trans. They don't say, oh, I am a real woman because I feel like that I'm a real woman and all this extra stuff. Like, I'm sorry, the moment the transgender community made it to where midwives, legal midwives, could no longer say pregnant woman because it admits hatred toward, homophobic hatred towards trans.
That was offensive.
Women are the only sex that can get pregnant. And they say no, trans women can
so wait, you have
or trans men can get pregnant too.
So you have an issue with trans women calling themselves women?
Women reproductive organs that you're using to get pregnant.
Yes.
Call yourself a man and say a man can get pregnant. You're still a woman with biological women.
Okay.
So the problem is with trans women calling themselves women or trans women calling themselves what?
What'd you say?
I'm wondering where the problem is.
This is not exactly an answer to your question, but it's gotten to the point where we literally had to invent a term for biologically women. We invented the term cisgender.
That's ridiculous.
No, there should be no such thing as cis woman. It should just be woman and then trans woman.
That's it. And that was
it shouldn't be cis woman and woman.
Why wasn't that enough?
Why not?
What was wrong with that? Why?
Because you can't. Okay, I have friends who are trans. Acquaintances who are trans, okay? And I have debated them about this. I've spoken to them about this. There is a clear difference between being trans and being a biological man or woman. A biological man who transitions into a woman is a trans woman, and they will never be able to get pregnant. They will never have a real vagina. They will never have real ovaries. They will never be a real woman, and their facial structure, their bone structure will be masculine unless they get surgeries to alter themselves. Same with a trans man.
Wait,
a
so
biologically born a woman.
You're just describing that trans women and cis women have different lived experiences, which is true. Nobody would disagree with that. What's the problem?
You can't say it's the same thing. If two things are
Nobody
clearly
is saying
different,
it's the same thing.
No,
I think every trans person would
trans men
agree
are
there is a
saying-
difference between trans women and cis women, and at the
No,
very
but
least on the
but
basis
trying
of
to
lived
abolish
experience.
You would think that, but when you actually step out here in the real world, in these big cities out here, wrong. There's literally trans communities of people sitting here saying that they are exactly the same as a natural born woman. Yes, that's what the issue is.
No, I think the idea is that they're saying that they should have the rights that a cis woman
But do
should
you
have.
think that a trans woman, should a trans woman compete in women's sports? Someone that was a fucking man?
No, I don't. I don't think trans women should be in women's sports.
If you're trans, you should not be allowed to compete in sports.
At all? At all? Why not?
Trans sports. There should be trans-friendly sports, but not
Just like there's the Paralympics, there should be the Translympics.
What?
There's enough of them now anyway.
All right. You can say that, and that's a solution to it. I'm not sure what my solution would be, but I don't.
I forgot the name of. There was a fucking male Olympic swimmer. He came in like 54th place. He's like, you know what? I'm a loser. I hate myself. Let me transition.
Trans, and then
transition, became a woman and got first place. That's just not fair.
I know who you're. To my knowledge, I don't think they got first place at like.
No, they got first place after they
No,
transitioned.
I don't think they got first place at like the world championship. I think it was a region, a state. I think is where they got first place. But I think it was there. But yeah, I know who you're referring to, and the implication of what you said made it sound. It was something Thomas. I forget was their name?
Leah Thomas.
Leah Thomas, yeah. Based on what you said, it made it sound like you were saying that they transitioned because they were bad at swimming, and we have no evidence for that.
I don't know the reason they transitioned. I don't personally know Thomas. I don't.
Yep.
However, they should have not been allowed to compete because those other women who have spent years of their life trying to win these competitions shouldn't get that victory stolen from them by someone who's biologically a man.
Yeah, until we have greater understanding of how hormones and hormone replacement therapy can affect your body, we probably shouldn't have trans women competing in women's sports. Yeah.
That's the issue that we're bringing. So we're all kind of agreeing, though. That's
on that specifically, but it seems like there's also an issue with.
At the end of the day, people are people. They should be able to live how they want. I agree 100%. I just don't think that this needs to be forced or pushed or overly romanticized for children. I just don't think that, like, it's okay to tell children, look, sometimes two boys like each other, sometimes two girls like each other. Sometimes a girl thinks she's a boy, and that's okay too. And that's as far as it should go.
Wait, you're actually okay with that in like schools and like?
I wouldn't do that, and I don't agree with school, but I'm saying, like, it's okay. I would let my kids know about there are people like this. And it's okay, but if you're constantly feeding this to the kids, I think kids can get confused. And I don't think kids should be going to libraries where drag queens are reading to them, or going to these friendly drag parties, these family-friendly drag parties, and they're twerking or in furries and in bondage stuff, and coming up to kids like it's okay, it's weird. No, motherfucker, that is crazy. That's not.
Okay, yeah, the bondage stuff and yeah, that's like, a bit overblown. I'm just talking about like in a school setting.
Like, I don't agree with disciplining a little 3-year-old boy because he wants to play with a Barbie doll. A Barbie doll's cute, it's got boobies, it's got butt and hair, and it's a toy. They don't understand that it's a girl toy. Like, whatever, let them. Would I purposely buy girl stuff for my son? No, but if they're playing with a group of kids and a girl has a Barbie doll and he picks up the Barbie doll, he can play with the Barbie doll. That doesn't mean he's about to be a fucking gay. As a little girl, I was playing with trucks and I wanted the G.I. Joes too because they're just toys. So there shouldn't be necessarily a gender separation with toys of, oh, if he plays with the Barbie doll, he's gonna be gay, and all this overly freaking out on your kids.
Okay, what about wearing dresses then?
The boy said he wants a pink balloon, and now you're being like, oh no.
Yeah.
He's gay, he wants a pink balloon.
What about a dress then?
No, he's not wearing dresses.
Wait,
No.
he can have a pink balloon. He can play with Barbie dolls, but he can't wear a dress.
I would not buy Barbie dolls for my kids, but I'm not going to discipline my son because he picked up a Barbie doll when playing with other kids. I'm going to just be like,
Okay, what if he comes home in a dress?
He's not coming home in no girl dress.
Why not?
Because
Like, what happens? Okay, but Barbie dolls are women's toys. Why are you drawing the line?
The difference is, this is where I'm drawing the line. The difference is picking up a toy. Kids pick up this. A kid will pick up this and play with this. A kid will pick up a knife like an idiot. What do you tell your kid? Hey, don't play with that. That's not good. You can harm yourself. Or a kid picking up this, or picking up this, or a bottle. A kid can make a fucking... Bro, we all filled up the fucking bathtub and took bottles and shampoo bottles and were swimming them in the bathtub, okay? Kids think everything is a toy. There's a difference there versus putting on an actual women's attire, gender-specific clothing, and presenting yourself of a gender. No, my son is not wearing no fucking dresses.
Okay, so hold on. I want to get back to something that you said earlier about, like, you said sometimes boys feel like they're girls. Why can't that be in, like, a classroom? Why can't somebody state that in a classroom? Like a teacher.
Okay, well, one, in a classroom, okay. This is why I don't agree with public school anyway. And I'm glad I was homeschooled and my children would be home. If I had children, I do want children. So if I had children, for example, yeah, no, they would be homeschooled. I will not have my children being taught what is normal, what is okay by another person. Nobody else is going to have that. They're not going to have that control, that influence over my child. That's not happening. That's why women women should be, hi Pxie, women should be at home to take care of their children, because if I might have my kids in public school at an early age, because I'm working. You're at school, how long do we go to school? For 8 hours. 5 days a week for 8 hours, right? How many days a week?
I thought it was 6.
8 hours. Yeah. School was from, what do you mean?
I thought it was from 9 to 3.
7:30 in the morning until like 2 p.m. 2 or 3 p.m.
Yeah, school. My younger siblings are in school.
That's what I remember.
You're not being taught
9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
I did
What,
some
school?
public school.
Yeah, school's usually like 8 p.m. or something like that. 8 a.m. Sorry, 8 a.m. to like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
No, bros, you're not being taught trans stuff for 8 hours straight though.
No, like, I'm sorry. Now, have you seen the classrooms now? School was not the same back then for me. I'm 27. When I was in school, it wasn't like that. But I'll tell you, I did some schooling, barely, like some public schooling, but I always got expelled. I was an honor roll student though because I was homeschooled. So what did it for me was, okay, I did some public schooling in 1st grade. I did some public schooling in 2nd grade, and some public schooling in 4th and 5th. So I only have a max of 4 years of public schooling.
I'm not talking about either one of your personal children.
I did 2 weeks of public school for 6th grade, and I saw a fucking 7th grader pregnant, and I walked out school, and I was never in a public school again. Because why? Why are there children in school age 13 pregnant? What's going on? I didn't want to be around that, and as a child, I consciously knew this was not okay, and I told my mom, and she was like, yeah, you're not going back to that school. Why was there a fucking 13-year-old girl pregnant on her 2nd child? Like, that's how crazy that was. Yeah, I wasn't walking into school with pride flags everywhere, and people saying, we're gonna have a pride party. Timmy over here, his real name is Tamitha. Timmy.
Wait, I mean, that person was
going on right now. That is going on in the schools right now.
I think what's going on. Okay, so
all my friends have children. I see what's going on in schools.
I have two younger siblings in elementary, and both of them have classmates who are trans.
Hi, Darius told me to join in, so I'm here. I don't know what exactly is going on.
Pxie absolutely hates you, Xena. She had so much beef against you when you were on Fresh and Fit. She wants to like get it all out. I just wanted to make sure.
Friends in real life.
We're friends.
Yeah, we literally
yeah, no. Trust me, it's friends in real life, but online I hear a lot of bullshit. Trust.
This is a drama farm.
Yeah, me and Pxie are supposed to debate online, but in real life we're friends. And
on every debate panel,
they literally make videos about it. They're like, these bitches beef online and we're hanging out at escape rooms together, and I'm like, it's content, like.
Yeah, whenever I go to a panel, I just assume someone understands I don't actually hate them or they're stupid.
Come over.
Is it a normal thing?
Is it a normal thing to like talk shit online and then not do stuff at IRL? Oh, it was a normal thing.
So if you want to come, we're gonna go to the studio I helped open. It's a music studio, but we stream there like video games. We're gonna play the Diablo game.
You're gonna play Diablo?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Listen, I love video games. That's one thing. Like, I just won't agree with like Tate and all them. I love video games. I don't. Think but don't lose yourself playing video games. But I love video
Is your
games.
dream girl, bro?
I love video games.
Yeah, I get it. It's the devil and it's bad because it's Diablo. But you're supposed to be killing the devil, and that's the devil.
True, that is true.
Relly's about to convert right now.
Yeah. Well, you're killing Lilith and the devil, like, and you're supposed to destroy evil. I think games like that are cool. If you're destroying evil, that's putting in your conscience that evil's not good. Obviously, it's evil, and you're supposed to be someone who's escaping the Matrix, destroying evil, and fighting for the good of purpose.
Yeah, true. Escape the Matrix. Fuck the Matrix. So wait, I'm not talking about your specific children then, Malek or Xena. Xena?
Xena.
I don't think.
I haven't heard it.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, okay,
I have
so
a question for you.
it is a
I have
thing.
a question, Ahrelevant. Can I ask you
Okay.
something? Do you think that adults other than the parents of the child, should be teaching children, I'm not talking about teenagers, I'm talking about little children under 14 years old, about sexuality, about their genitals, about their hormones, about sex, about any of that?
Yeah,
I'm not
I
talking
do.
about sex ed. You do.
Well, that
Other
is sex ed.
adults-
Wait, what you just described is sex ed. You talked about their
No,
hormones,
I said
their
under
genitals.
14.
About
I
yes.
said under 14.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get pregnant before 14. You know that, right?
I think okay.
Like, yeah, absolutely. Wait, hold on. Wait.
Let me say something. If you want to reduce the amount of people, not just amount of people, the amount of children who are getting like sexually molested, like having them learn that information at school is vital. Because guess what? Like you're most likely to get like molested or raped by somebody that you know, right? For most children, it's their parents, aunts, uncles, priests, whatever. And the
They
only
should
way
be
that
taught safety then. They should be taught sexual safety.
Yes.
Yeah, the only way to do that is if you teach them, hey, you know, if somebody touches your penis or vagina, like that's bad. Like don't let them do that. Like,
Okay,
you know, like,
there's one
report
thing
it.
teaching a
That's
child
not
that,
sex ed.
and there's a different thing teaching a child, oh, you like Barbie dolls? Maybe you need your dick chopped off when you turn 18.
Is
Maybe
anybody
you
here
get
advocate?
converted. Maybe you need to start hormone therapy.
Sex ed.
You are fighting with demons right now. You're playing Diablo. I don't know what to fucking say to you. There is nobody here that's advocating for that at all, like in any way.
That's
what
trans rights activists advocate for.
No, you can't just say every trans rights activist.
I didn't say every. Don't put words in my
Okay,
mouth.
well, you say that's what
a lot of
trans
people
rights.
are advocating for children to start hormone therapy so that when they are an adult they can fully transition, which includes gender reassignment surgery.
The original question was about sexual
one, she's right about
education.
that part. They are trying to get laws passed so that children under the age of 12 can get like hormones, start taking hormones and things like that. They are actually trying. That is a movement.
Who is this?
And I think
Tell me what
wrong.
state.
However,
Who's this
let me say about the school thing. I don't think sex ed necessarily needs to be taught in public school under the age of 12. 12 is about the average age that you hit puberty. Yes, there's been rare cases girls get puberty and get their period at 9, and some even in rarer cases got it at 5. I understand that, but 12 is about the average age for people to hit puberty. That's when, like, I think you're in a sound mind to start being able to get social skills and go to a public school.
You remember that story? Yeah, you remember that story that you were just telling, how you saw a 13-year-old that was on her second child? The reason why she was probably on her second child is because she had no idea how the fuck conception worked, how contraception worked, and shit like.
Oh, she said a lot.
Wait, okay, yeah. I thought you said you walked in for one day and then left. In this one day, did you like give her a Vice interview?
No, I said I did 2 weeks of 6th grade public middle school. I walked into the nursing room and then I was exaggerating by saying I seen her pregnant and walked the fuck out. No, I had a conversation with her because I thought she just had a fat tummy. I was there because I had to drink coffee because I was no longer medicated on Adderall for ADHD. We had a conversation. I'm like, why are you rubbing your stomach? Are you hurt? She's like, no, it's my baby. I was like, your baby? And she's like, yeah. She was like, I'm on my second child. I'm like, what do you mean you're on your second child? She's like, haha, me and my nigga was fucking. I'm having another baby. And I looked at her and I'm like, are you joking with me right now? She's like, no. Have you not had sex? Are you a virgin? And I just said, whew, closed my books and I said,
wait,
well,
right there in
and
that statement, you can have sex without getting pregnant. There's multiple different ways of having sex. Like the statement of you haven't had sex, obviously you haven't. I think hold on. The statement isn't whether or not that parents are incapable. The statement isn't about whether or not parents are incapable of teaching these things. It's about whether or not at a public school education is where there's the parents. Where we don't have to play a guessing game. We don't have to play a guessing game as to whether or not my parents or your parents figure out how to actually do this. Instead, what we could do is just have public education be able to handle this out.
Let's say public school's okay, right? I still think children shouldn't even be in a public school formatting until at least around, like I said, puberty. And up until that point, their parents should be teaching them things. So they should already know what, like, about this, like, they should already know the basics. They should already know this because your parents should be the ones teaching you anything about anything sexual and reproductive or anything.
I would love it if that was, I would love it. Yeah, I would love it if that was the case. But
grown-ass people should not be publicly giving their views and telling you what is gender and there's 20 different genders when you are only fucking 8 years old. No, I don't.
Okay, so if you're 8 years old, right, and you're inside of a class, I'm not talking about going down a full discography of like, hey, if you like pink, then maybe you're a girl or something like that. What I'm just
these videos
you keep saying circles? That you keep videos. I can show you videos of literally. Do you want me to send you a video of like a Muslim killing some person and me say Muslims are on a rampage killing people?
Do you want me to send you an article about?
No. This is. Hold on. I can believe that in very specific
We're not going to bring. You're not going to bring that mass murder into this because a recent school shooting was done by a person in the group that we're debating right now. Okay, so we're not going to bring up Muslims having tragic.
Is this an argument to get rid of white men? Because you know that white men commit the most mass shootings, right?
White men. I wasn't.
Okay, but you know disproportionately per capita mass shootings. Like, okay, so
it's not enough to say like having just a video or two videos. The point that Ahrelevant is trying to make is that we can find back and forth like a video or two videos that contradict each other, show completely different realities, right?
Okay.
So I think if we're gonna talk about like what's happening,
that's not a fair argument, and here's why. Like, say a few videos of the Muslims killing people. Is that being taught in school versus what's being taught in school with the transgender and telling them you might be gay, you might be this? That's being forced down your throat. That's not the same as just going to school with someone who is transgender.
The argument is that we agree.
It's crazy.
The argument is that we agree, obviously, on a certain level of sex ed. You guys are claiming that the sex ed that's happening is that teachers are trying to, like, basically push transgenderism onto children and telling them they're trans. And what we're saying is that just teaching people that trans people exist isn't necessarily forcing a person to be trans or pushing it onto them. Like, but did you learn about gay people? Did you suddenly become gay? Like, no, I learned as gay people as a child or whatever. That didn't suddenly make me gay or anything like that. When I learned about trans people, that didn't make me trans. My high school niece, or I don't know the right word, whatever, sorry, cousin. They're in high school, they're in middle school, they learned about trans people. That did not make them trans. That did not make anybody trans. Like, chances are just learning about somebody else being trans or gay isn't going to suddenly make you that.
Can I bring up an argument? What about all the people who are silenced online who detransition? Or about the 30% of people after they transition end up committing suicide because they are still unhappy with themselves? Why are we trying to push something that has a suicide rate of 30%?
Okay, so wait.
The last I checked, the suicide rate was... So you have this group of people who are clearly... I'm not saying it's a negative thing, but they're not the most mentally stable people. Can we all agree on that?
I mean,
they have something
for multiple
mentally wired differently. Not saying it's a bad thing.
So yeah.
But
so
it's just
the
a fact.
The problem.
Why are we giving people who are mentally compromised to a certain degree the ability to tell children, hey, you can be like this too, from a very young age, like toddlers? Okay, I'll just use myself as an example, okay? I know you just brought up the point, Pxie, how, I know people in middle school who know about trans, they're not trans. Okay, I have 7 brothers, okay? Growing up, I was homeschooled. My only friends were my siblings. And I would cry all the time. I wish I was a boy. I wish I was one of the brothers. I wish I was a boy, right? And it was me being a child, me not understanding things. If I grew up without older siblings, without parents who were talking to me, telling me to love myself for who I am, all that shit, if I grew up in today's United States public school systems without a family member at home to ground me, to think, I don't want to use the word realistically, but to think grounded, I would 100% have transitioned and been depressed as fuck, because after I became an adult, I would have realized, why the fuck did I transition? I just wasn't happy with who I was.
Okay,
that's me
so
personally.
there's a lot of stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to what she just
public
said.
School system, I would have transitioned.
You spoke a whole lot there, and I want to go step by step because there was something that you said there at the very beginning that I feel like was kind of missing towards for elaboration, which was that why are we pushing something on a group of people that has a rate of suicide of 30%? It's not like telling people that trans people exist increases your suicide rate. That's not how it works. When we're talking about that 30%, what we're talking about is people with gender dysphoria who may have undergone some gender affirming care that have a still high suicide rate. That can be explained by a multitude of factors, one of which is discrimination. That's one massive part of it, is the idea that every time you go outside, people are blaming you for hypnotizing the kids and shit like that, but all you're doing is just trying to live your best life, and your very existence is seen as a threat to millions of people inside of the United States because of what I would argue to be poor education on the topic. But you're just trying to get fucking bread at a grocery store, right? So when you're talking about that 30%, you need to be more specific. It's not just people being told that trans people exist.
Okay, I understand that a lot of trans people are attacked, harassed, berated, verbally, physically, whatever, for being trans. I think that's fucked up. I don't condone violence. I don't condone bullying. I don't condone that shit, okay? However, I don't think you can just blame that rate on the fact that they're being not accepted in public. Obviously, that takes accountability for a certain percentage. But I saw a video the other day of a trans man. They made a video. It kind of went viral on Twitter. I don't know if you've seen it. But this person had transitioned, I don't know, like 8 years ago or something. And they hate their lives. They hate themselves. They hate everything about it. Because as a woman, when they were a woman, they knew what it was like to have emotional connections, to be able to just walk into a bar and see a girl and become instant friends and just have that trust. Oh, we're girls. Girls have each other's back. All this. They ended up transitioning for whatever reason, gender dysphoria or whatever, I don't know. And now they walk down the street, and if they walk up to a woman, she goes to the other side of the street. If they walk up to a woman to give her a hug, oh, you're sexually harassing me. And she cannot make any friends because biological men don't want to be friends because she doesn't have male experiences that they experienced growing up. I don't think it's right for people to not accept him for who he is now, but this person, this trans man, is now depressed as fuck because they have no people and they miss being a woman.
You just described to me my exact point that I was describing earlier, that people, well, yeah, so then isn't that, so wouldn't you argue that being trans then is probably a large part of their high suicide rate is probably being completely shunned or excised from a large portion of society? Okay, I don't think it's like 100% of that comes from that, but there's a significant portion, like in the story that you described. So what's the?
But yes, if you are shunned for something, don't you think there's some degree? I don't agree with shunning people. Again, I have friends and acquaintances who are trans, gay, all that. I don't hate trans people. I don't hate gay people. I want to clarify that.
Yeah, I don't think anybody here does, right?
I'm very upset that children are being told, children, I'm not talking about teenagers, I'm talking about little kids, are being told, hey, if you like pink, hey, if you like blue, hey, if you like A, B, C, D, E, you could be a boy, you could be a girl. If that child is actually has gender dysphoria or whatever, when they grow up, they will realize it. They shouldn't do irreversible changes to their body before their brain is fully developed.
No one is advocating for irreversible changes to the body before the child is
Yes,
of age,
people
so
are.
18.
Okay, nobody here. We're not talking about specific Twitter accounts. We're talking about the people here and the people that we're connected
we all
to.
can agree on that.
Wait. There's been rallies, there's been marches, there's been pride rallies and everything where they have preached that. There's been courtroom, like you see the videos of them in the courtroom preaching it too and coming about it, saying that children should be able to make that decision and start hormonal treatment as early as under the age of 12. Yes, they are.
The most I've seen is people advocating for puberty blockers, and that's in a very specific cases where the child seems like they're gonna like basically harm themselves if they start going.
Yeah,
to
so that's so this is a great hypothetical. Let's say you have a child that is literally slitting their wrists daily, and a professional is like, maybe this person could benefit from some gender affirming care. Do you guys just go, nope, just keep doing
in therapy because it doesn't work, and I don't know who here has suffered depression or anything like that, as I have the scars, multiple scars to prove it. Therapy doesn't work. Spirituality maybe sometimes does work. Going to the gym works. There's other things you can take, other measures that take. Obviously, like me getting involved with like, I wouldn't say necessarily the red pill stuff, but like even just being involved with like Fresh and Fit and being around people with like-minded ideals and always constantly trying to better myself, that's actually helped me. I still go through it sometimes. I still have these down moments where I feel like absolute shit. It doesn't mean I would go to therapy and be suggested to change my fucking gender. Would not be sending my kid to no therapy either. If I had a child and I witnessed my child cutting, well, I have that experience. I've been through that. So I have a different, I can't speak on what other people would do because not everybody, the majority of people are not cutters or don't have this anecdotal experience as I do. So my advice to my child will probably be more effective than a therapist who's never picked up a knife and thought about taking their own life.
Okay, so if you find a therapist that has multiple attempted suicides, then are we good?
Why would I take them to a therapist and pay money when I could talk to my own child?
Well, because in this case, the gender-affirming care has statistical benefits on the long-term happiness of the child.
There's not long-term studies because this hasn't been around long-term.
It's been around very long.
There's been a couple that's been, long-term in terms of like gender-affirming care.
I have 4 trans friends. Not one of them has told me they were happy with their decision. They're extremely depressed, still going through it, still feel worthless. Like, I literally have to talk to one of my trans friends constantly because obviously I'll post some things that could come off as homophobic, and we break it down and have conversations about it. And even they start agreeing with me about shit, and like, they just don't feel good about anything at all. They hate their body, they hate it. They still have body dysmorphia, all of that. Like, it's
nobody's saying it'll cure them of all of their problems.
I have
happy, so I don't know.
I have 3 friends right now that are trans, and like they've been going through gender affirming care, and like it's honestly like I've seen the improvements in like their confidence and like feeling more secure with who they are. I'm sure it helps that they're like surrounded with people who are like,
I'm very happy for them.
Down.
I'm very happy for them, but they're adults. I don't think children. I don't care what adults do. I don't care. I think I'm being misunderstood here. I don't care what adults do.
I'll raise my kids.
I'm just saying.
If I have to. They're not gonna be gay. Sorry.
I'm just saying. If you have an 8-year-old kid who's thinking, oh, maybe I'm a boy or girl, they're too young. Their brain is not nearly developed enough to be taking them to gender affirming care or putting them on puberty blockers or doing any of this shit because they are a child.
Well, I don't disagree with you. The only time that I would find disagreement is if they start harming themselves as a result of these feelings, right?
Okay.
So what is in like the medical recommended guidelines is that if you have a young child, like let's say 8 or 10 years old, who starts getting super depressed, who's like, mommy, I just want my hair short, like I want to be like a guy, like I'm a guy, basically. If they start showing suicidal ideation or tendencies, the medically recommended guideline is let them socially transition, which is basically just let them cut their hair short, let them wear the clothes that they want, you know, like don't try to force them.
I don't care about social
else.
transitioning. I'm talking about physical transitioning. And also, if you have an 8-year-old child, who is self-harming, who hates themselves, who does not like who they are, who feels unaccepted, that's not... It could be something psychological, but that is most likely due to the fact that that child isn't receiving love, that child isn't receiving support, that child is not receiving the care they need. You should focus on finding the root of the problem. You should focus on making sure to tell your child they're perfect who they are loved who they are, and if they learn to love themselves for who they are and are still unhappy, then they can go to gender affirming.
It's a Quran.
This is what I will give my child.
wait. So then,
She's a Quran.
I will give my child this book.
If a child hates themselves and wants to commit suicide because of their gender, the last thing you should do is tell them, oh, make a life-changing decision, or consider making a life-changing decision that could potentially make you hate yourself even more.
But we don't disagree that when it comes to like children, that they shouldn't be going through like gender surgery. At least, I mean,
yeah, no, I
Okay, then I guess there's no disagreement. I don't care what adults do.
I more than likely wouldn't even be raising my child here in the West, in the United States anyways. It would definitely be in the Middle East somewhere. But even with that being said, like if they were going through that, let's say I was raising them here, I'm gonna uproot their ass and I'm gonna go to an Islamic country, and that's where the fuck they're gonna be. They're gonna have no internet, no none of that, cut off all their friends. You're gonna be submersed in the Islamic culture in a very religious and pure state of mind. You're gonna meditate. You're gonna do, like, you're gonna be good. Like, it's straight. And
if your child starts trying to commit suicide,
let's take they're not going to. Let's take the extreme. And say after his son, he's like 18 or something, and he decides that he's gonna become a woman. Well, unfortunately, rest in peace you. I will have a funeral for him. My son died. That other person is gone. I will disown them. You will not be in my life. I will have a funeral, and I will mourn the death of my son, and that's it.
By the way, this guy isn't freaking out at you. He's freaking out about the fact that he can't fucking, I don't know, pull on Tinder right now. This guy is having like a spurt event just because of that. It's not because of what you're saying at all. He's just fucking freaking out.
No, there's
goddamn reason. I have no idea.
There's two things. There's this retard in DGG chat called Cyber Vegan. This guy is trying to intentionally trigger me by being a fucking spurg. And then there's this other person on Tinder that's trying to like bait me into like having sex with him right now, and I'm not interested because I'm listening to this intense intellectual conversation. And right now I'm Muslim, so I'm trying to like focus on ethics.
Right now I'm Muslim.
I'm trying to focus on ethics and the actual like debate rather than sexual and otherworldly desires.
I think we're all disagreeing about something we collectively agree on. I just think there's misunderstanding in this discussion, because I don't think anyone on this panel cares what an adult does with their body. If an adult wants to go to gender reassignment therapy, if they want to get surgeries, go on hormones,
ain't doing it though. My child
I don't care.
Ain't doing it.
Go it. But children should not be allowed to partake in any of that. That is my opinion.
I think what do you think about like the puberty blockers? Is that an absolute no for you?
Horrible.
I knew a girl about 4 or 5 years ago. We were the same age. I think she was like 19 at the time, and she was lesbian at the time I met her. And she would say she shaved her head. She wanted to be a boy. She would say all the time, how she wished like her parents put her on puberty blockers. And she lived in Scotland. She wasn't from the U.S. And she would say she wished her parents put her on puberty blockers. She wished she was a man, but like it's too late. She's all grown up. She doesn't want to transition. Hardcore lesbian, super fucking depressed, right? Spent all her time on the internet, on Twitter, on whatever. She got a job. She started going outside, working out, made new friend groups, and was like, you know what? I don't know why the fuck I was thinking that way. I'm happy right now, and I've learned to love myself for who I am. And she even got a boyfriend. Not saying there was anything wrong with her being lesbian, but she was just so depressed with everything about her life that she was coming up with excuses on, what potentially could make my life better, when it was just little things like exercise, sunlight, making friends, like just doing social things that made her accept herself for who she was.
You know what's crazy about that? A lot of therapists and professionals will tell you to do these things, like exercise, being more social, and do these things way before they'll recommend any kind of dramatic gender affirming care, like surgeries and things like this. They'll recommend small improvements. Yeah, it's really deep down there, and there is a very big misunderstanding about how therapy can help people, because you take these small incremental steps to kind of improve your life, maybe exercise and stuff like that. I think there's a really big misunderstanding that therapists are just like, yeah, you know what? Like, here's like 9 hormones and 7 different gender affirming surgeries that you can do. A lot of people will do this.
But okay, then why then in the state of California are they right now trying to pass a bill saying parents are not allowed to tell their children they are not trans? Parents are not allowed to disagree with their their child's decision on transitioning. They're trying to pass this bill.
I would have to see the specifics.
I'd have to see the specifics.
And they're also trying to pass another bill
where they could take the child from your home if your child goes to school and says that it's bad to be gay, for example. They're taking children from your home for that. I don't know if you
I'm sorry, they're taking your hold on. They're taking hold on. Xena, what they're taking children away for what? According to you?
Out of parents' homes for being homophobic.
Wait, what? Where?
I want to bring up an example of that, okay? In Canada, you can look up the story. Don't remember the man's name. There was a man, he had a daughter, okay? Both parents lived with the daughter. She was 12, 13, 14, forgot her exact age. She was a young teenager or preteen. And she wanted to go on puberty blockers and start hormone therapy. The father said, absolutely not. The mother and daughter took it to court, and the father is now in prison for telling his child that she cannot start hormone therapy at 12, 13 years old, and the court ordered the hospital that they can start the therapy.
Wait, what state is this? Because I'm trying to
This was in Canada. This was in Canada, not the U.S.
Oh, wait.
You can look up the story. There's a whole story on it. I have also...
Because I could imagine several different scenarios where that would make sense, because it sounds like the mother was on the side of the daughter, and maybe they got the approval from a doctor that only required the mother's authorization, and maybe the father. I'm hold on. I haven't seen the story. I'm just putting up a possible hypothetical that could make it valid. Maybe the father was unjustly keeping the daughter away from this prescribed treatment while the mother had maybe custody, or the mother had the right to be able to do so, and so that is absolutely something where I could envision a father landing in prison over as a result of it. Not just saying no.
Wait. I want to say something. I just found the article you're talking about. The reason why this guy's in jail is because he kept trying to talk publicly about what the court case was happening. And in Canada, you're not allowed to reveal information of minors going through a court case. So you're not supposed to publicly talk about that shit. You're putting the minor in danger if you do that. That's what his charges are in coming to the court, not because of the child. It's because he's
I'll
publicly
reread the article, but I'm pretty sure he was in prison for the court. It may have been after. I don't know on that part, but if the court ordered, if these parents went to court about their 12, 13-year-old daughter, and the court ordered what the child can do with their body, and saying the father doesn't get an opinion, that's wrong. For the court to decide.
That's not
that
what
is wrong. If he was arrested for bringing the case public, that's also wrong. That's also wrong, because he should be able to publicly disagree with the unjust treatment that his child is receiving.
One
way or another, I think it was wrong that he went to prison.
Now, if there's an active court, the reason why he was held in contempt is because if there's an active court case, and now you're publicly trying to sway the jury's opinion, putting the information of the medical provider out there in public, right, to receive.
I don't believe there was a jury for this case. I could be fact checked. I don't believe there is a jury. For when there's cases with children, it's typically just a judge makes a decision.
Okay. As far as I see, what they're saying here is just contempt of court, because he was trying to make the information that would identify the child, right? So it's okay, now you have this court case, now the child's name is everywhere, people can know what's happening to the child, that's totally private. Or the medical professionals
I don't know
involved.
anything about that, but I'm about to share a link of the one that I'm talking about, which happened in Germany, and the school made a report to the police that a child was being taught that homosexuality is wrong at home, and so they removed the child. DCF came and took the child forcefully, a Muslim child, from his home because he didn't agree with pride. This is actually real, and there's several different videos I have.
Okay. So can you send that article?
I just sent it in this chat right here.
Okay, pull it up, Darius.
Oh, we're not allowed to chat in the chat. I put it in the general. Wait. I put it in the actual general. My bad.
Okay, so let me clarify. I just looked up the case.
It's in general.
The Canada case. So the article, I'll just read it. A man who is reportedly under a publication ban put in place by British Columbia was found in contempt of court and arrested for speaking about his daughter's case, referring to his transgender child with female pronouns. So he was put in prison for referring to his own daughter with female pronouns publicly.
No, hold on. Did you just read that like headline and assume that's what it meant?
It wasn't a headline. It's part of the article.
Okay, you read the whole article.
I know what she's talking about, but I was trying
because
to
the child was 11. The child was 11.
Okay, can you read the whole article there? Because the way that that's worded,
I'll link it to you. It's a long article.
Because you realize Pxie's statement can still stand with that statement that you just made as well.
Yes, and I said I stand corrected for the reasoning. But I do you think that's right?
If they're posting public information about a court order or a court case that involves a minor, you are potentially putting that minor in risk, and that's also something like very private that a minor is going through. So I don't think you should be able to like publicly announce it, especially before like a judgment has been completely made. Like I think that
the judgment was made.
In general, like this is to protect like the safety of the child, so that when like they grow up or whatever, if somebody searches their name, like they don't have like their private details published online. Like that's a reason why. It's like for the safety of the child, basically, that you're not supposed to publicly post their intimate court details.
And where do you link the article?
You can just DM it to Darius, as well as Pxie. Like, do you understand how what Pxie just said doesn't conflict with the article? I understand what Pxie said,
and I agree with the fact that you should not publicize, especially legal issues about minors, even if it is your own children. However, if a court orders your child to go on puberty blockers, hormone therapy, whatever it is, and you publicly speak out, the court order's already been placed, and you publicly speak out, this is injustice, this is not right, I have no issue with that. If you don't publicly speak out about what are you supposed to do? Just accept it. Just accept that something is not okay.
Don't break the court order. Don't reveal any identifiable information. Follow the court's rules. It sounds like that's what
his name and the doctor's names as well.
Yeah, so it sounds like he low-key doxed some of these people during a court case.
The doxing is not good, but I don't know. The whole
that's why it's not that it wasn't. It's not only that it wasn't not good. It landed him in prison. So when you originally came forth with the statement that he went in prison because of a statement that he had made
I appreciate the correction.
Okay. So
read the article in a while.
It's not because he used she/her pronouns for his daughter, or because he refused hormone therapy for his daughter. No, that was part of it. That
he publicly refused to call her by male pronouns.
Where was that in the charges? Did we find any of that in the charges?
I will look up the exact charges.
I think either way it wouldn't matter because it's the order instructs him to not make public any information that would identify AB. So either as long as it's like talking about like their child specifically. Oh, why is TrainWrecks here? Hi, TrainWrecks.
Yo.
Yo.
What up, Train?
Yo, what's good?
But as long as it's not talking about, like, you basically can't put identifying information of your child or child's court case, basically, in Canada. So I don't think the pronouns thing really matters as much as the fact that he was, like, trying to publicize this information.
Can you watch this TikTok video you sent me, Xena? What is this? What is this TikTok video supposed to be?
We're in Darius's
stream.
Well, what is this TikTok video supposed to be?
Wait, Darius, are you also live?
Yeah, I'm live right now. What's this TikTok video supposed to be?
Where are you live, Darius?
Kick, actually, the best website out there right now. Wait, Xena, what is this TikTok video supposed to be? What is this supposed to be? Just a guy squatting? What is this?
Which one did you click? They were taking
the one you linked me in DGG Gen.
An actual court case. Yeah, it's an actual court case where they.
What are your opinions on this, Train?
A little boy out of his home because he was saying that being homosexual was wrong. He said that in school, so the school reported it to the police and.
I haven't came out from under my rock since Diablo 4 came out.
Hey, my man.
I hit that.
Don't get your cod skin taken away.
Yeah, oh, don't worry about that. I hit that top one. Listen, I've already 10 million versus 1 these cancel culture pussies. So believe me, fuck them. But anyways, yeah, Diablo 4. I hit top 1,000. We're happy. I got my statue. My name on that statue, and we're good to go.
That's fucking cool that they did that.
Yeah, it is. So, who's everyone in here? Let's do introductions. I hate to interrupt you guys.
Wait, so who is TrainWreck? Were you on the stream too, or no?
No. I'm a fellow streamer. Hello. Nice to meet you. I'm Tyler. Nice to meet you. Darius. Hello. Pxie. Hello. And then who are you up there?
Say what?
I'm Malek.
Alec, hello. I'm Tyler.
Known as
Malek? Did you say Malek or Alec?
Yeah, that's why I'm not on online, Malek.
Is you a
Malek,
nigga?
okay. Do I sound like one?
Yeah.
I've heard him say it before,
And-
so he might as well be.
But then maybe not, because then you sound like a very, very heavy bearded white male.
I'm Persian.
Debatable.
Cool. I am part
You're
Persian.
Persian?
I'm Persian, yeah. I'm Iranian, yeah.
So you do have a, okay.
I do have a, people say I look like, yeah, I have a defined jaw,
you is
deep
a
voice. Yeah, well, I'm not black,
Persian
you know,
diseases.
I'm brown.
Well, you're
but
of
people-
color. You're a person of color.
I'm a person of
Who's
color. I mean, I guess. I mean, it depends, right? Like in America, here's my experience with what I am, okay? So back during 9/11, I was the brown boy, okay? I would get called terrorist. I'd be the brown boy. But then, you know, 2019 to 2023, with all this Twitter cancel culture shit, you know, with the extreme left, suddenly I became white privileged. So I'm kind of confused myself what I am. If I'm, you know, it seems like I'm white one day and I'm brown the other. So I'm still kind of bouncing between myself.
I find myself to be white unless I'm at an airport. Then apparently I'm brown.
Yeah.
But I don't identify as white.
I am a simp. That's all I am.
Nice.
I'm pretty light skinned though. I'm as white as it gets skin wise.
Wait, so
Do
I'm
I
sorry,
even
this
mean?
video you sent me, so it's a kid getting taken by CPS because he was getting taught homosexuality
You sent
in
me the
school?
article too.
It's not an article, it's a TikTok video,
I can
which is
find
like
it.
worse.
No, there is an article too. I don't have it. I don't like to fucking surf the internet. I'll get it from.
But that sounds pretty insane. That
They
sounds like
have- they have-
non-realistic.
No, that's actually what happened.
I'm sure there's like
I would
weird
be-
context they were
I would be
missing.
very
Everywhere.
surprised.
There was an article and everything. We reacted to it. I think actually.
React to an article?
Nico reacted to it too. Yeah, he was reading the articles. He was reading the court case, or was
He
it mine?
read.
I'm not sure.
My butt cheeks he read. Can I get like the
Myron,
court
he's a
case?
Federal agent. So, and the fact that Myron was a federal agent, when he reads court documents and breaks things down, I think I would trust his judgment over the average noob. Yeah.
Did you say noob?
Wait, Darius, can you forward me that
You're a
article?
new
I want to read
reader?
it later.
Oh my.
What's up, Malek?
Can you forward me that article? I want to
It's
read
in
that later.
it's in the chat for Nathan's room.
I
For Nathan's
can't
room.
find it. Which one?
Nathan's room. It's in the chat, bro. I'll tell you.
I don't have perms to see that.
You do have perms. You're in the fucking
No,
chat.
I'm in here because I was dragged.
Oh, you're in here without consent. Okay, I'll message you.
Okay,
I'm
well,
trying to
good,
Send me
send
the
it in
article,
here.
Xena. I want
good
to
meeting
know.
everybody. I love you all. I'll see you around sometime.
But I gotta ask Myron.
Okay.
Bye, Train.
Well, muchas
Bye, guys.
gracias, señor.
Thank you for stopping by. Nice meeting you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Love you guys. Yeah.
Love
and,
you. Good-
Yeah. Love you guys. All love. All
Congrats on
positivity.
Diablo.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. All
Congrats.
love and all positivity, unless you're pussies, then fuck you guys. But if not, all love to all of you. Bye. Pixie,
Bye.
hope you're doing well, Pixie. Darius, is that your boyfriend?
No, I mean, like, we're like friends that are boys.
Are you guys
but we haven't
fucking?
kissed yet,
Are
officially.
you guys talking?
Nah.
We haven't fucked yet, but I mean, like, we're getting
Yes?
close to it. We're getting close to it.
Yeah,
As
you-
slowly
you
as
both-
time goes on, we get more
I
and
would
more
say it's a
comfortable with each
good-looking
other.
couple. I like it. I like you both. I like your look. You know, man on the right.
Hey,
And,
thank you.
Darius, you know, you look a little
We might as well
freaky.
just
Look
kiss right now for TrainWrecks, you know what I mean? Oh, come on, dude, you're so scared. You're so beta male.
I'm worried what it
dude,
might do to me,
you're
bro.
You're not sure with your sexuality is a problem.
Yeah,
I'm
I
sure with
think
my
it is.
sexuality. I can literally suck your dick right now and know I'm not gay.
Right,
But you can't do that because you're fucking, you're weird.
Yeah. You got me there, bro.
I did get you there. I get you there. Next,
Darius, I'm sorry to sabotage this conversation. I have to ask this one question, then I'll leave. Darius, how old are you?
I'm 26.
Okay, cool. So I can ask this question. Would you say, like, are you good at giving head?
Well, am I gonna get? I'm actually, unironically, I'm gonna meet Steven in like 6 to 7 days. I won't know until then. I'll ask him afterwards. I've never given somebody, for a woman, I've been told I give decent head. For men, I honestly God, the woman that I'm with have penises, so it wouldn't be
Are you
counted
gonna
as a man.
swallow or spit though? Do you know?
Say what? Swallow or spit?
Yep.
Yeah, you're gonna swallow or spit. Like if he finishes in your
I
mouth.
would swallow. I would swallow 100%.
Interested,
Okay.
Train?
I've swallowed
And you
worse.
identify
that?
straight?
Are you interested?
No, I'm not. I just, you know, I enjoy these
I
conversations.
think he just
You know,
wants to
I'm pretty-
fantasize.
I'm straight. I'm not bi or gay, but I'm very open with my sexuality in terms of like I'm confident in what I am. So I don't think these conversations, you know, where we talk about it and expand, I'm just interested, you know, I'm interested in how it is, you know.
It's like,
you know,
it's like making a Sims character. You're just getting all the profile details, getting all their stats, getting everything up there. Like, do they swallow, do they spit, do they work out, what do they do? It's like, it's normal conversation. Pxie, I'll ask you, do you swallow or spit?
What if he didn't get hard? He was still in his, you know, gummy worm, you know, stage, right? Would you still stick it in your mouth and, like, you know, would you still do your thing and to get him hard, or, you know, are we talking maybe make out while you rub him? What exactly is the process?
Do you know what are those noodles called? The fucking the rough noodles, the noodles that are kind of like, they're thick. What are they called? Udon. I hate udon noodles, and I feel like a soft penis is the same thing as an udon noodle. And I would never, I fucking hate udon noodles so much that I would never put it in my mouth. I would probably not put a phallic penis in my mouth. Xena, are you uncomfortable by hearing about me sucking dick? You look very uncomfortable by it. And it's
no, it's that I don't know, like, if you're trolling, like, are you sucking dick for real? Like, I'm trying to understand.
So I've been with a trans woman who lied to me about having a penis, but I told her, I asked her, like,
are you gay or are you? Wait, what do you identify as? I'm so sorry.
I would identify as pansexual, but I lean towards femininity.
Can you tell me what pansexual is?
Usually you're okay. You're usually okay with, like, all genders, all identifications. Like, if someone wants to identify as a helicopter or whatever.
It means you're attracted and you just fall in love with the person for the person. Meaning the age doesn't matter either, by the way.
No, that's not how that works at all. You are such a fib. You are such a fib. You know you're fibbing too. That's why you started doing your lips so you didn't have to talk. You know what you're doing. That's not how that works. Yeah, she knows what she's doing. She knows what she's doing. Oh, I'm busy. I can't talk. Yeah. Okay, no. It's just a general attraction. It's like of age, of course.
It doesn't say so as long as
pansexual literally says they could just whatever they identify as in the legal limits.
Listen.
Legal limits is part of the definition of sexualities?
Yes, literally. Go look it up. Google.
It's literally, okay, back to, because I used to think I was pansexual.
Wait, go Google it. Go Google it.
Pansexuality is sexual, romantic, and emotional attraction towards people of all genders, regardless of their sex or gender identity, and they emotionally attach to them, and they're gender blind, asserting and gender and non-sex determining factors.
Okay, would you argue that heterosexuality?
Where does it say that the person, since it's just about spirit and emotion and being attracted to them physically regardless of their gender and all that, where does it say but the person should be consensually
oh my god, this is so crazy.
Wait, where does it say that for heterosexuality? Does it say of age?
Well, that's when you get the word for pedophilia. For example, heterosexuality, you're still, if you're a pedophile man that's attracted to a woman, or not a woman, but a girl,
you can be a gay pedophile.
Underage, you're still a heterosexual pedophile.
No, you're not.
But in the definition,
a non-pedophile pansexual, right? Like these are not exclusive.
Wait, are we now using non-pedophile and pedophile for normal people?
Well, that's how
we are
Like,
non-pedophiles.
is that wrong?
You're either normal or you're a fucking pedophile.
Wait. Technically, with
there should be no non-pedophile term ever.
The definition of heterosexual is someone that's attracted to the opposite gender, which would be a woman of puberty.
Or if it's opposite sex, then it's like, you know, an XY or XX, whatever.
Opposite sex versus
opposite sex or gender.
Without the gender or.
Isn't puberty like 13 though?
Gender and sex is the same thing. There are only two genders.
I mean, regardless, if you're saying, so do you think, what is sex? What is gender then to you, Xena? How would you define that?
Man, woman.
So you would define it biologically, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so then it's like the same logic that you were saying before, that it's like, oh no, it's not an opposite woman, it's just an opposite sex. So opposite, like if you're a woman, then you're attracted to XY. So that could be a little boy according to you, right?
No.
Okay, but then the definition of heterosexual.
Yeah, there's no.
Little boy is a little boy.
A little boy is the opposite sex of you, is it not?
No. I'm not a little girl.
Yeah, but the opposite sex of you is a.
Wait, does that mean the opposite? Wait, does the opposite sex of like a middle-aged man have to be a middle-aged woman, or when it's an old woman, it's a different sex? Like what?
A little boy has not hit puberty.
Of genders.
But it still has the sex of a boy.
A prepubescent male, whereas pansexual, they don't literally confirm with that. Like no.
So when a woman goes through menopause, she's not a female anymore.
No.
She's like female, old female sex.
If you went through menopause, that means you obviously had your period to begin with. You went through puberty. You had
Yeah. So what I'm saying then is you're drawing this arbitrary distinction at pre-puberty. Okay, post-puberty, 13-year-old boy. Are they the opposite sex of you and therefore green for heterosexuality?
Can you call a 16-year-old man attractive? Yes. Should you? No. Should you sexually make advances towards them? No. Can you look at a being or an object and see attraction from it and be like, that's going to grow up to be a good-looking man or whatever the case may be? Yeah, that's different versus being sexually attracted to someone.
A prepubescent boy is still a boy.
You can admire art. You can admire art. But being sexually attracted to something, regardless of their gender identity, regardless of their regardless of their gender, regardless of if they're trans or whatever, or what their sexuality is, and it says it's about how you feel emotionally. So it kind of leaves the door open for that.
No,
But you can
not
say
for
the same
age.
argument.
No.
If you're gonna use that same argument applies to heterosexuality as well, because it's just saying the opposite sex. So a little boy is still the opposite sex of you. So like that doesn't follow. Like it's not really implying that at all. Just like how heterosexuality isn't implying open to pedophilia.
Sexuality does say like for reproductive purposes, though. It is.
The definition of heterosexuality doesn't say reproductive
Wait, no.
purposes. It just
Wait,
says
if I don't-
attraction to the opposite sex or
Correct.
gender.
Oh, because really over here it literally says, hold on, let me go back to it. For heterosexuality with the desire to reproduce with the opposite gender.
Wait, so am I not? Wait, am I?
Saying
Hold
if
on.
it says reproduce
Xena.
for reproductive
Wait,
purposes, I'm assuming like. I don't
Wait,
know,
Xena,
this is crazy.
if I don't want to have a kid, am I not straight?
No, you're secretly gay, honey.
Oh, damn. Oh, shit.
Good thing you have
That's
a
your
breeding
purpose.
kid.
My bad. Hey, it's my bad. No, but for real though, like, come on.
Where did Malek go? The hell?
I don't know.
I think Malek might not have perms to come back for real. So even if she might have disconnected, but I don't think she have perms to come back. So now it's a 2v1. So now you're getting fucking destroyed, front and the back, for me and Pxie. Pxie, take her from the back.
Yeah, nobody's taking
Christ.
me.
Okay, I just got back. I need to go eat. I'll be back sometime.
Okay,
Have a good feast, brother.
Have a good one, Train.
Start debating religion. Get them skits
Mama
out
leg.
the lake. Start debating religion. I had that shit jumping with like 30 people last night until 3 o'clock in the morning. That shit got heated.
Wait, is she talking to me?
No, I was talking about going and debating religion with people in the
What's
Sneako server.
I can't hear you. Hold on.
Oh.
I need to wake their ass up. It doesn't look too active in the chat.
Okay,
Oh,
well, it was great meeting all of you. To those of you, well, I guess I met you two up there earlier.
what do you stream about?
Double standards.
That's an interesting question. So I've been streaming for 10 years. First, I started streaming World of Warcraft. Then I went into just chatting, started doing cooking streams. Then I started the world's #1 podcast. And then after that, I started watching Gordon Ramsay. Then that blew up and everyone started doing it, but I got a lot of hate. After that, I went to Among Us, became #1 in the world. After that, I got pushed out of that, obviously, because, you know, fuck those pussy-ass PG-13 bitch-ass motherfuckers. Then I went into gambling, because I love gambling. I've been gambling since day one. And then, yeah, then we're here. Pretty crazy, huh? What do you stream?
I don't stream, honestly. I joined this stream because it was Destiny, and he's friends with someone I'm extremely close with. So I was like, I fuck with Destiny. So I was like, why not? You know, he's in the community. He comes on our podcast. So, but I'm not a streamer. I'm a recruiter and a Discord mod and a simp. That's it. I don't stream. I don't produce content. I actually do my best to not be on the internet as much. Like, I'm not trying to build a platform, if that makes sense.
Why not?
The person I'm in love with already has a platform, so I don't necessarily need to have one.
But what if that person leaves you?
Well, then I will no longer be living.
Why?
Because that is the only way that reality could exist.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I know for a fact.
No, I don't think so.
I know what God showed me, so.
Maybe. God showed you what he needed to show you in this moment, but I think...
I'm not going nowhere.
Okay, well, good luck to you. I think, you know, I think great things will come to you and everyone else, and you guys just gotta keep grinding, be good, and hey, it's all love. I love you guys. Have a good one, yeah?
You have a good one, TrainWrecks.
Hasta mañana.
Thanks, guys. Have a good day. See ya.
Bye.